for me, it's man, when things get bad or things go good or whatever the case may be, is man, I got to turn to him. And I learned a lot through my daughter, Peyton and EJ, and with how big they are in their faith.
Welcome to the FocalFlip podcast. Every week we take a deep dive into the mystery and stigma behind mental health and explore real-life stories of struggle and triumph. We aim to educate and encourage others as we bring together a diverse group of guests. From the streets to sanctuaries, classrooms to boardrooms, mental health does not discriminate, and neither do we. Prepare to laugh, prepare to cry, prepare to be changed. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the FocalFlip podcast. It's your boy Mike with a familiar face. One of my closest friends, my guy Mike Walker. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing? Doing all right?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. It's been a minute. Told you I was gonna have you back again.
Yeah, I was questioning that.
You do? Were you really?
Yeah, he didn't have me on during all season.
I got quiet, dude.
Good dang.
Well, that's because I decided to coach middle school ball, Mike.
I know. You were in my middle school classic. You did a pretty good job. And they're redoing the gym, the Tishner's gym. Yeah,
for sure. No, that classic was cool. But yeah, that's what it was, man. I spent a lot of time coaching middle school hoops.
Yeah, I've been there. It's
out at Twin Huffle.
It's a different world.
Yeah, it is.
Tell you that much.
All right, so I wanted to run a quick episode with you and bring you back.
Okay.
Of course, you and I are super tight. It was different going back into coaching for me and sliding in at a younger level.
Right.
Especially after doing high school and whatnot. And you know me, if I'm going to commit to something, I'm going to go all in with it. And went all in, helped with all 3 grades. Just loved the school administration. But what I did miss, man, was following my high school hoops. Because I followed it, but it wasn't as in-depth as I usually do.
Right.
Because when I'm leaving and coming home at night, I was a coach again. So It was like calling the other coaches and, trying to look and see what we can do with these kids, how the kids are doing. And I feel like I didn't get to watch as much as I typically do. So I wanted to get a recap. I did get to watch some of your games. Watch my guy Blaker play. I absolutely love that kid. A lot of your players love to death. But I wanted to get a recap on what your past season was like here at Lloyd, and then just kind of chat about some of this hoop stuff and things that we see here currently.
The season was different. We lost 8 seniors, prior to. So coming in was, only 1.5 guys that actually had varsity experience. Anthony Blaker for sure, and then Zay Goldsby. He came off the bench for me the past couple of years. So he had to fit into a bigger role. Well, actually, they both did. Anthony had to carry a lot of the weight, something he wasn't used to.
Yeah.
Zay had to play.
I think he did a great job of that, though.
Yeah. I think a lot of people slips on him in the state.
That's crazy,
in the region too. It's nuts. Zay Goldsby had to step up into a situation where he's never been before, as being that second option.
Yeah.
Sometimes first option, depending on who we were playing or whatnot. The season was cool. It was a little different. We had to do a lot more coaching and kind of figuring out who we were.
Yeah.
Our football program was successful, so we didn't get those guys. To be honest, our first game we had a tryout. That was it. So, and then we played, and then we had another practice, and then we played, and so
that's not fun to work
with. It was kind of, and then we hit a lot of turmoil too. We had a lot of things going on of certain kids not buying in, parents not buying in.
Sure.
So we had to face that adversity for the first time. I think. Well, I won't say for the first time, but more in depth of what we're used to. So we had to handle that. But once we got that and kind of figured out who we were as a team and our identity.
It took you a minute to find your identity.
Yeah, guys kind of bought in, and then we played. I think Anthony and Zay kind of felt some type of way of. I don't get into all the preseason rankings and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
we've talked about this in another episode,
right.
Man.
But they had us really, really, really low, and they had us to finish, 3rd in the district. So I think they kind of took that as a challenge, and they met it.
Yeah, good for them. No, I think it was awesome. It was going to be interesting to see Blaker come in and kind of lead, especially after EJ not being there as well.
Right.
losing a lot of guys. But I'll tell you what that kind of brings me into. I think you guys had an exceptional year. I think I agree with you that Blaker is slept on.
Sure.
It's pretty weird to me that he is. I think when people actually get their eyes on him, they're like, okay.
He can play.
He can play. He's super good, man. So I was lucky that you got the opportunity to coach him. Where is he going to be going to school?
Not sure. Trying to, we got some, every D1 JUCO in the country is calling for him. A lot of D1s like him, but, with the portal and everything, I kind of wanted to go do a year at JUCO. Some Division II schools called today. Tarleton State called today. So
let's go. Okay.
I think we're going to figure it out here in the next couple of weeks.
Good. That's awesome.
Just find him a home. If it's junior college, he's going to go there for a year and then go play Division I basketball.
Yeah, plenty of incredible players.
Right. And then with the 5-5
you know the
rule,
JUCO realm well, don't you?
I do. I know it really well. But with the 5-5 rule coming to effect here soon, it's going to be, you got to go somewhere where you can play. And then, you want to move up. So,
can you explain what that rule is?
5-5? Yeah. So pretty much is what. And
this rule is for which
everyone. It's college basketball. So basically, you have 5 years to play. 5 years. There's no more red shirting and none of that stuff. It's basically 5-5.
Okay. And that's effective in 26, 27?
26, 27. The ship has here soon. So basically, you go off when you graduate high school or when you turn 19. So if like a kid wanted to go post grad, and whenever he turns 19 is when his clock starts.
Got it.
So all like the red shirting and all that stuff, it's not going to be a thing anymore. You get 5 years to play 5.
Wow. Is there an age limit?
No. I mean, there's a dude I just saw, I think from like Citadel or something, he's like 30 years old. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But I think they're slowly trying to figure that out. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Well, shoot. Even Patino said it on camera before. Like, I'm not going to take a high school.
No, but the crazy thing is, like, even the college guys going in the portal, them dudes, man, these schools are going to get foreigners. They want those.
Yeah, we're already starting to see that.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, we're already starting to see that. That's a great point.
I mean, if you look at,
saw a bunch of Kentucky stuff here lately.
Go look at Illinois' team from this past season. It's all foreigners. Will Wade just came out and it's like, I got 2 guys on the roster, but I got 8 guys coming from overseas. They just signed a 23-year-old freshman.
Wow, that's right. Illinois had Onyenso on that team.
Yep. So, but yeah, that hurts high school kids. But you got to adjust and pivot and figure which avenue to go to. Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Because NIL, I feel like this is a common conversation down at the warehouse and at the office a lot about NIL. And it's overwhelming to me.
It's a lot.
I mean, because your son, has played high-level D1, started for South Carolina. But all of us really are still foreign to this NIL stuff.
Right.
Like, I don't know how the budgets work. I don't know how any of that stuff happens.
So basically, schools get a revenue, whatever that revenue amount is, and it's spread over between, the sports. Like Atlantic 10.
It's got to be weighted, right? No. Or is it just the revenue that's,
I mean, it's spread out between sports. It kind of is. But then you got schools like the Atlantic 10 and the Big East who don't have football, so their basketball programs get more. And then, just donors, boosters, and people. You just saw Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes just took a $2.1 million pay cut to get the Tucker kid or whatever it is to come in and play. So you got to go find it. Like they go find it. They talk. You just got to figure it out. But the contract, you better have a lawyer look over it. If you want an agent, get an agent. But definitely have a lawyer look over it because there's always verbiage and stuff in there. Like the kid Bradshaw that used to be at Kentucky, went to Ohio State, so went to Memphis, and now he's at Tennessee State. They had some stuff in his contract, like if you late to class or something, they deduct you. So there's all type of ways, but the money's there. It's overwhelming. But I can say this: I think college coaches now in schools are starting to get GM, so they're looking at it in a better lens, kind of okay, where I'm gonna spend my money at.
Yeah, so they're gonna have general managers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow,
you're a pro now. It's a business.
Yeah, it really is. What was that like for EJ? So we're already kind of in the college ranks, and then we'll go backwards into some of my high school questions that we were going to chat about since we're already here. Dude, proud of EJ.
Yeah, it was. It was
really
crazy.
am.
It was
That's
a crazy
cool.
year. It was not ideal. The situation at South Carolina. Things were said, things were told. Then they didn't come to fruition, and then but he bet on himself. He decided to redshirt, and everyone's like, yo, they made him redshirt. No, he went to coach and was like, I want a redshirt because kind of the money, who you pay, if you pay him more, they gonna, you got to play him because that's what the boosters say. But he was killing in practice and things of that nature, and then they wanted to lift the red shirt. So he did so, and they had him playing the 5. He's never played a 5 in his life. They made him 253 pounds. So, but he battled, he fought, played in the.
Yeah, he's never played 5.
No.
Not even here.
He did well. He bet on himself. Decided to go in the portal. Some things happened in the portal. But he had to go down to go back up, which isn't a bad thing. It's like kind of normal. Decided to go to Western. I think they're going to get him to the point where he's back to playing with himself.
You mean down by like the conference and stuff?
Yeah. He's not Power 4 no more. He went to mid-major. So he'll go down to mid-major, and then he'll go back up after a year. But I think Western's going to do a good job of getting him back to where he was. Get his confidence back. They got a good staff down there, and they do really good things. So
that's awesome.
In that area, and then the NIL piece was good. It's great.
That's good.
Well, for him, it was.
We want it to be great.
Yeah, it was great.
We want
it was
all
great.
our Northern Kentucky
great.
kids to succeed ridiculously.
Like he's good.
That's awesome. Good for you, EJ, man. That's really awesome. So what was the experience like for him after, as a player, and you've kind of made the decision that, it's time for me to move on and look at what this is going to look like. What was that experience once he put himself in the portal? Was that like stressful, or was that exciting?
Yeah, it was stressful.
What was stressful about it?
We were with a specific agency. We decided to part ways and go in another direction.
Okay.
He didn't feel that the options they were providing or the things that were providing benefited him or made him a priority. So
that's all I need. Yep. When
you kind of get in the portal, those higher pay guys go first. But it's all based off numbers. So his numbers weren't great. If you look at his numbers, they weren't great. But if you look at if you actually watch the film, he's like, dude's playing well.
Yeah. They go on statistics.
Yeah. So it was stressful. Some things happened that we weren't expecting. And then we went into a different direction, and they kind of tried to put the puzzle pieces together and did a lot of things. We just decided to go where he's at now because of the situation was going to benefit him in the long run.
That's awesome.
So, it's God's plan at the end of the day. It's his process. He's happy, but the portal's crazy, man. People think, I'm just going to jump in the portal and go get paid. Nah, that's not how it works. It's a different world.
Yeah, no, it intimidates me. I've jumped into the business world and doing entrepreneurship, and I get overwhelmed like crazy.
Right.
When I think about the portal, the amount of money that's thrown around and how that works, it stresses me out.
It's crazy, but if you can...
I know it benefits the players, and that's what we've always wanted. We've been lobbying for that for so long because things were done in the dark for so long. Right? Now they're all, being taken care of well. But all of us, like spectators and stuff, we're like, how does this work?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people... I just
got to figure out how it works.
A lot of people, like, how does it work? And then they're,
Because I'd be snagging boosters like crazy if I was at that school.
You can.
At one school. I'd be like...
But then, people throw out numbers and don't know how it works, and they give their advice, and, they really don't know...
anything about it.
They just go on so they read it on Twitter or TikTok or something.
ChatGPT.
Right, yeah, something like that. So... going through it, it's crazy, but, you learn. And, for him, he's still young, he's 19.
Yeah.
So, he's still got 3 years left with this 5-and-5 rule. So there's, a lot of opportunity, and there's still power, there's still schools, that can come into play once the portal opens again and, things of that nature. Just got to hoop.
That's exciting. Cool. I appreciate you sharing that.
No problem.
And sorry if I didn't mean for you to talk about the agency piece, but I appreciate it because you always give me real talk.
Oh yeah, and it's no hard feelings to them.
Okay.
It's nothing like
it's just business.
It's just business.
Professional
and
stuff.
I was,
That's all it is.
and it was EJ's decision. At the end of the day, I can't tell him, or my wife can't tell him, or you got to make those decisions. Because if someone tells him you got to do this and it doesn't work out, and then it's on us or on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he has to make the decisions and live with them. But you guide him. We guide him or whatever. So
Right.
It's cool.
Good deal. Well, let's get into a couple things I wanted to bring you on and ask you about.
Okay.
Even though I had a super busy winter, follow a lot of high school hoops. So I just want to have a conversation with you because there's been a lot of stuff on private schools, public schools, a lot of these high school players that are transferring all over the place in the state of Kentucky. And
Yeah, it's crazy.
all over, right?
Right.
And for me, there's been coaches that were let go this past season. There's been a lot of speculation on this high school recruiting. Okay. Let's dumb this thing down.
Okay.
All right. So with public schools, can you recruit players to public schools?
No.
Okay. Define what you can do.
Nothing. like in terms of like, I can't go, like, let's say you have a kid, right? And he's good. I can't be like, hey, come to Lloyd because of, X, Y, Z. So you basically, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. You know what I mean? There's nothing about it. You can't, you can't say, like, you can't talk to a kid. You can talk to kids like normal, but you can't try to physically recruit them and call their parents or anything like that. You basically just have to try to, focus on the kids who are in your feeder programs and everything else. And
I think a lot of the great coaches do that. I think they really do. But I think at the end of the day, we all do understand that in order to compete and win at a high level, you got to have talent.
Yeah,
you're
in the day of the AAU world and social media and all that stuff. So kids are going to try to recruit other kids to come over. You know what I mean? And parents are going to try to recruit.
Oh, dude, I did that all the time with Zach Daniels and Tyler Jones, bro. Me and Brock were trying to get Tyler Jones and Zach Daniels all at the same school,
right?
So we could all play together. Like that stuff I get. Like I understand that. The part that kind of gets me is, and I've heard through different parts of the state, just some of the benefits that some of these kids are getting and are able to do.
Yeah.
And then they're handing out suspensions and whatnot. So what is your take on what you should be able to do with players versus what you can?
Listen, I saw something.
It's just weird.
I saw there was like 500 transfers in a year.
Man. Like,
oh, for sure.
There's addresses that popped up on places that nobody lives there.
Right.
These things have happened.
My thing is this. Like, kids are going to transfer.
Of course.
Parents are going to try to find the best opportunities for their kids to go to play Division I, whatever sport it is.
Agreed.
Whatever it's right, wrong, or indifferent, whatever it is, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I've always been a coach where, okay, that's what you want to do. Like, I don't get paid enough to worry and cry over who's transferring and who's leaving in my program.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put it to you like this. Look at the college level. These coaches know when January comes around, I'm probably going to lose anywhere from 2 to 8 players, or maybe my whole team.
Maybe 70% of your roster.
Right? These kids go play AAU. Who knows what's getting talked about within AAU? Hey, come to this school, come do this, go to this prep school, or so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the transferring, people transfer all the time. Down in Louisville and Lexington, them people are going like crazy.
Tons.
You don't see a whole lot in the 9th region.
No, you really don't.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't recruit kids if they want to come play for my program. They want to come play for my program.
Yeah.
But it's this day and age, man. It's all over.
Yeah, it really is. Like when it happened, was it Mays that it happened to?
Yeah, he got a new coaching job.
Where's he at?
Prep school, Huntington Prep.
Mays is coaching at Huntington Prep?
Huntington Prep Express, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But, I mean, he came out and said, like...
That's kind of the one I'm talking about, is he came out was just very...
Now, there's certain states where now you can have one free transfer rule.
One free transfer?
Mm-hmm. Was it Indiana or something like that? They got certain transfer rules now. They're just like, you get one transfer. I think like you got to be like a freshman or something. And if you're a freshman and then go and transfer.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know. I don't get caught. I mean, I know some coaches get butt hurt. And
complain, no, I don't. At the end of the day, I just always read in the comments where like you actually see like because you see in the comments like parents speaking, and you see all the sides.
Yeah.
Like you'll see people say, "Dude, shut up! Everybody's doing it." They'll be like, "They've all been doing this for years," like et cetera, et cetera. And then it's going, "Hey, hold up! If this was your kid, would you not be better in that situation based on the circumstance?" And
you got to. You got to do what you want.
It's just interesting. That's why I wanted to ask you.
I mean, yeah, I don't get paid enough to really be butthurt and complain. It sucks. Like I would be upset. Like, dang, Anthony Blaker left. Man, that hurts. I'm gonna be upset about it, but I'm not gonna go public or anything with it and be upset and turn people in. Like I don't.
Do private schools have a significant advantage?
I knew this question was coming up. A significant advantage. I don't think it's a significant advantage. I think they do have an advantage because their casted net can go further than what ours is.
Agreed.
But at some point, man, you still got to coach and you still got to develop them. You still got to do all those things. So if you're not doing those things, then. But yeah, I think their net gets casted. Do I think it's like a huge gap? No. Mm-hmm. But they have an advantage. The same way Power 4 schools have an advantage over mid majors.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
That's what makes it unique. I mean, so when you have the mix of both,
Yeah,
And so when you can cast a larger net, it does make a difference on it. It's just you see a lot with the public schools. You're really pouring super heavy in the feeder.
But here's
trying to build community and stuff, right? Like
let's take it a step further, right? So let's go public schools, right, versus Catholic schools, or whatever public and private,
that's fine,
whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
right. But if I'm someone who's like, I don't know, let's say someone big like a Riley or a Cooper, so you got 100 and some kids trying out for your program. You got, you know what I'm saying? So you still have a wide range of nets.
Yeah, you do.
You just can't really pick who you want to come in and be allowed to pick.
True.
Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Yep.
So
that's exactly what it is.
Or you're in a small school like me, or a small, something like that where you're.
Yeah, you guys are 2A, right?
We're 3A.
We're
3A, but our sports and numbers are still like 1.5 to 2A. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like we're 3A. We just got no, it's not. We have a lot of, foreigners who don't play sports. Actually, they are, because we got soccer. So a lot of them are playing soccer now. But it's not, us going 3A didn't determine our numbers or anything like that. They're still the same. Or even they're kind of lower, to be honest.
Soccer's blowing up.
So is flag football.
It is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
So
I beat you at flag at Northern.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
One game, not in the championship.
I was about to say, yeah, we were loaded. Hold on, we went like to Atlanta and played. I
was still a real good receiver on the Pike flag football team.
So I mean, and yeah, I think we beat you guys in everything though.
Stop! No, you didn't. What, your select team?
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Yeah, your private school team? Absolutely. Is that what that was, bro?
Yeah, we picked everybody, and we went and played. Absolutely.
I got picked eventually.
You did. So
I made the squad.
NIL money back then, too.
God, those memories. Bro.
But I mean, that's just how it is. Like I said, I'm not going to.
I just, everybody talks about it online, so it's just like, I just wanted to chat.
No, one thing I do wish.
Some of the things where I'm always like, damn, man, some of these people had some real good ideas on how they recruited players. Like,
I wish we had classes.
Okay. Yeah, like Ohio?
Yeah, I'm from Ohio. So I like classes. I like divisions. I like all that type of stuff.
Explain it.
So
why do you like it?
Why? Because the state tournament will make more money.
That's true.
Go look at OSHA's and Indiana's revenue. It's better than Kentucky's. I like it because for the 1A tournament, right? The 1A tournament,
the All-A,
right? The All-A. If that was played during the state tournament, they will have more recognition and more fans and everyone's going to see that. Like, no one really watches that. I mean, they do. They go down there, but no. I mean, we're in the middle of the season, so if that's going on, hell, I got games to worry about and film to watch.
Yeah.
And also, when you schedule those 1A schools, they'll take you off the schedule anyway at some point because they got to fill those for that. So, I just think divisions is the way to go.
Yeah,
maybe not like Ohio now. Ohio's like 9 divisions. That's just way too much. But, having classes, it gives opportunity. And everyone's going to say, well, what about Lyon County and all that? But, I mean, yeah, they have talent. But I like classes.
Okay. I like it. I'm going to look into it a little more, too.
Yeah, I like
now I'm going to look
classes.
at revenue, and I'll come back and be like, yeah, okay, I get it. All right, let's talk about this next thing. I'm into coaching again. I'm around youth quite a bit. Some of these parents, man.
Yeah.
Let's just get right in it. I go to a lot of events. Matter of fact, I just did my taxes. So I saw how much I spent on tickets.
Oh, for sure.
And how much I go and watch people. And I constantly observe, listen, always.
Yeah.
I've also coached now at the younger age. I feel like some of these parents are getting out of control.
It's everybody.
It's not everyone, okay? So nobody come at me in the comments here, all right? Like, especially none of my players or none of that. Like, but man, y'all, like, what is going on?
One, I think it's always kind of been bad, but it's with social media, it makes it worse, exemplifies it more, and makes it larger. But I mean, yeah, everyone wants their kid to be ranked and stuff like that. And I mean, it doesn't really matter when they're 10. But, everyone, I think what parents miss is the process. Like, just trust your kid's process. Your kid's process might be faster than the next kid, or the next kid are slower, but it's a process. If you just focus on the process, whatever that process is for your child, I think things will be happier. Also,
but they can't do that.
No, it's hard because of social media.
Yeah.
They see everything, and then they see this kid doing this and this kid with that, with this, like, this kid's with this trainer and this kid's doing it and playing. Well, I got to take my kid over here. When then, you take your kid over there, but then he sits. Well, what's the point of going over if he's sitting? Take him somewhere that he's going to play. He's going to have fun. That's the biggest thing, and being happy. And then, just building off of that, whatever sport it is, tennis, golf, basketball, football, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I've been through it. Screaming, yelling at the coaches. Like, I mean, I've never screamed at a coach, but I've looked at a coach and been like, what the hell is he doing? But
I mean, I'm sure I think
parents,
we all have.
Parents, I know parents say that about me. So
oh yeah, dude, they were saying it about me. I'm guaranteed, and that's what I think. Eventually, that kind of gets under your skin somewhat.
It does. At some point, you're just,
especially like for me, I had our little 6th grade squad. We didn't have a successful season in the win-loss record.
Right.
So naturally, me being a positive guy always,
right,
and a teacher as well, like that is really hard to do the whole time when you just don't get to see results. Like, I see the results and the growth in the kids every day and how they're competing, and I'm showing that.
It's time to come around to practice.
But then you see, that's what I'm saying. So then you hear, like, when you walk out of a game, a lot of people kind of dap you up, and then you hear the grumblings, and you're going, man, I wish I had a chance to say something to those people.
I'll tell them to come around to practice.
You know what I'm saying? You would say them come watch practice?
Yeah, or come run a practice. I've
run a practice. Okay,
I've offered parents to come watch film. I said, come watch a practice, and then come watch film.
That's what I mean.
And then tell me,
it doesn't lie.
And then tell me if I'm wrong.
Right.
And then throw things at them, they have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I just think, man, it is what it is. Like, just sit back, man, be a parent.
Yeah.
Sit back and be a parent. It's hard. It's hard when you see your kid. It's not easy.
It's your baby, right?
I've been a victim to, you know, I just need to sit back and be a parent. You know what I mean? But the screaming and yelling at coaches afterwards and you know, just especially when they're that young, what's that proof?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, some kids might not even hit puberty until they're 16. So, you know, like I said, your path's your path. Just enjoy it. Yeah, the losing sucks. Everybody wants to win. Yeah. You know, but, you know, the biggest thing that I've learned and what, you know, some of my OGs have told me, and when you get in that car, do you have fun? Are you happy?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go wherever you want to take them. Let's go to Chick-fil-A or go home and get something to eat.
On we go.
And I've told parents that. So when you get in the car, you know, did you tell them? Did you ask them? Did they have fun? Are you happy? They said, yeah. Then what's the problem? Oh, it's your ego. You're upset.
There you go. There you go.
It's not whatever your kids, you know, not little Jimmy.
It's ego and pride.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets ego and pride gets hit, and it's not that they're vicariously living through their kids, but kind of.
And does your coach have a relationship with you? Like, you know, how was your day? How was school? You know, you mess up, he gets on you, but, you know, he picks you up, you know. I mean, I'm not saying I'm great at that all the time, because I know I'm not. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you got to look yourself in the mirror. But as parents, man, just chill out.
Yeah. Yeah. And if, you know.
Especially talking about other people's kids, that's the biggest thing.
Let's go there. Yeah. That's
the biggest thing.
Yeah. Talk about that.
It's crazy. You know, they'll screaming and yelling and they're talking about someone else's kid, and then that parent gets mad, and then you got a whole situation going on. Like,
I've seen it too.
Like, man, just like, that ain't your kid.
I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I saw videos of parents coming out of stands, man. I mean, people are starting to get kind of wild.
Oh yeah,
and
shooting at refs.
Walton, a player, Walton, a parent pulled a gun out in the parking lot.
Man, we were at a AAU tournament a couple years ago in Columbus. Man, dude was like, man, I'm gonna air this thing out, man. It started boom, boom, when we was running, like, out of the gym.
People, come on. Look.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But, we
all need that therapy and counseling.
Yes, we do. But just like, you know, chill out. I get it. You know, your kid travels and you don't play well. You get upset. You feel like it's a reflection of who you are as a parent. And you always want your kid to be successful and be the best. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You know, it's their process. It's their plan. I think we're all, as parents, that are a victim to it. We've all done it once or twice. You know, I can speak on it because I've seen it on both sides, and I've been a parent that, you know, you get pissed off and you want to say something to a coach, and but you can't do it. I mean, hell, I want to say something at the college level, both my kids, and I couldn't do it. You know, but also it's sit back, swallow it.
Teaches you a lot, don't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Humble yourself.
yourself.
I mean, you all right? You good? The kid says, yeah, they good, and they're good. It's all that matters at the end of the day.
So, that's good advice, Mike. I've had situations come up where people were wrongly accused of things. So my question for you is, like, we've gone to bat for our brothers, our family, our friends, our other coaches and stuff. It's just what we do. How do we protect ourselves when we deal with public criticism, man?
It's hard.
Cause, dude, that's tough.
But you got it. Like,
even with me starting FocalFlip and doing and putting stuff that's not typically talked about out there, I can find myself sometimes latching on to some of this public criticism. I know it's not a lot. Most of it's positive, but if it's like one negative thing, sometimes it'll just consume me.
For sure. So starting out, you know, it took a toll on me. You know, I used to get, text messages from random numbers saying things, and phone calls and social media. And, you know, there's a negative stigma on me in terms of, you know, he just screams and yells and belittles God.
Yeah,
kids,
I remember
players.
that.
It's still there a little bit.
That's
right?
wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're so chill now.
You know, I am compared to what I was, for sure. Chill. And then, you know, like for instance, this year one of my players, he was a sophomore, and his dad came to me like mid-season, and he was like, "I get it." I was like, "Man, what are you talking about?" And he was just like, you see the screaming and the yelling and getting in the kid's face and talking, and he was like, "But then once you're in the culture and in the program and see what it really means, and you talk to your kid about it," and he was just like, "It's different because it's positive." And we were playing Dixie, and man, he took the ball out and he threw the ball on the turnover, and they went down, hit the shot to go in overtime, and I lost it. I mean, you talk about every word in the book, man. I'm ripping them. I keep ripping them and everything else like that. He took it. Kudos to him. He took it. But I ripped him, and people heard me. People in the stands heard me. Drop whatever I dropped, and after the game we won or whatever, and I just got and hugged him and talked or whatever. And his dad was like, "I get it. Accountability, coaching hard, tough love. But every kid in my program knows, that I care." So in terms of the public criticism I had to take a step back and realize none of them people matter because they're not in my program. They don't deal with my culture. They don't come to my practices every day.
They don't see the truth inside the walls.
No, they just see me acting crazy on the sidelines coaching. And some it's passion. I love the game of basketball. I love it what it's done. I love it what it's done for me. If you go look at the track record with a lot of my former players, they still talk to me, text messages, social medias. But also I during the season and stuff, I'm not on social media a whole lot. That's where you get those people on behind their phones. But that's kind of where you take a step back and kind of realize like, they're not. You're not around us every day. You don't know what goes into this. You don't know the conversations I have with these kids and day in and day out.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like
what we put into this is it's so intensive. Not only is it time consuming, but it's very intensive.
For sure. And I'm away from my family just like other coaches are.
Yes.
But the public criticism now, I care less about it. It's been that way for the past couple of years. I don't care. And people,
I started shifting that way this past year, bro. I just don't give a shit now.
I don't. I read a book and it literally says, how not to give a, what.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter because most of the people have never coached basketball. Most of the people think they know basketball. Most of the people think they can come in day to day and do what coaches do or, whatever job you're doing that's getting the criticism from public people. And I tell people, come run a program. Come deal with these kids day in and day out. Come deal, you know what I mean? Like, perfect example, we had
they'll understand, give them a few days.
We had a parent, this specific parent was getting on me because, I held their kid accountable for what he did. And the only thing was, what about the other kids? I'm talking about your kid because of, you got to hold him accountable for X, Y, and Z. But it's, I don't care. You don't pay my bills. You're not a part of my family. You're not a close friend. You're a person, at the end of the day is if you were that good and you knew everything, go get a job, go get a coaching job and do what we do. Day
exactly.
In and day out.
Come down and help out.
Yeah,
see you do
you
it.
come in my coaches' meetings and figure it out.
Good luck.
So, for just any advice for any, coaches, just one, stay off social media. Draw that line of trying to, the line of, communicating with parents in terms of, being buddies with them and things of that nature. I think that can do some things because if something goes, you bench their kid or something, they're going to go run their mouth to whoever
you better be
is.
very careful with that right from the rip, right?
Yeah, so right now it's, who cares? Okay, go. That's cool.
That's why I love my guys.
Or just come. If that's how you feel, man. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah,
I've offered that to many people. They never show up.
Yeah, I had some. Yep, I've had some come at me twice, and I was there ready to rock and roll. You can come. Don't come at me, man, because I'm always prepped and ready when it comes to words.
For sure.
I want to talk about negativity's effect on mental health.
Okay.
and then I want to talk about Mike Walker's future print. Yeah, let's wrap the sucker up. We got about 10 minutes.
That's cool. What you want to do?
Okay. I've been on this massive negativity, positivity kick thing, okay?
Yeah.
I coach and I teach a lot of positivity. I've talked a lot about negativity bias. And to be transparent, the last few weeks, I've really struggled with a lot of negativity in my life.
Yeah.
While I'm surrounded by positivity.
For sure.
So it's interesting because I would go and give keynote talks about it, but then I actually encountered it myself here recently, and it is such a strong force that it can isolate you and
sure.
make you depressed very quickly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you about what you think, what it's like, negativity's effect on mental health, and what your method is of countering that and how you can combat it.
I think negativity on someone's mental is it's individualized, right? Some people can handle negativity and turn into a positive. Some people can handle it and not, and they revert to other things. I think mental health is very serious. Here's my thing. Here's my issue with mental health right now in society is people make it this big deal.
Yeah, they are.
But it's been around forever.
It's just what we're doing.
You know what I mean? Like. But again, it's the internet, it's social media that makes it bigger. But it's mental health has always been around. Like, man, we didn't have. I think now it is more focused because it's a topic of things of people like sports athletes and more famous people. So now we can really have people really engaging on how to deal with it, which is awesome. But it's always been a big issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been huge. I mean, think about when we were growing up. We didn't have social media. No one really cared about it. So the things we went through, people reverted to alcohol and drugs and doing all type of other depression, sitting there and eating and getting fat, or whatever the case may be.
Keep them coming, Mike.
So I think it's how you deal with it. And then if it's an environment or people, I think it's harder. You have to leave it, and it's hard to do. It's really hard to do.
You have to, man.
You have to, but it's hard. You know what I mean? Because change is scary. Being uncomfortable is frightening. But if you can get to that point for yourself, I always come down to it. It always comes down to you. Can't no one else do that. For me, dealing with negativity, God. Now that's something that's been big, and I learned that from my kids. I lost my faith in cricket and Jordan. Also helped me over the past couple years.
In our last podcast, we talked a lot about faith.
So, for me, it's man, when things get bad or things go good or whatever the case may be, is man, I got to turn to Him. And I learned a lot through my daughter, Peyton and EJ, and with how big they are in their faith this past couple years.
Really?
Yeah, and I always revert to a line from Common, and he says, you can learn more through your daughter's eyes, which I learned through my kids' eyes. Because as parents, I think we lose that piece of we're the parent, we're gonna do this. Nah, you learn stuff because you lose stuff as you get older. I think we're old, so we forget things.
Yeah.
And then my son Justice now, he I walked up in his room and I saw the Bible open and there was a highlighter there. So I'm like, you know what? I got to get back to it. So for me right now, that's my number one thing. Number two is I just try to lead the situation. I cut people off in my life. I have social media, but I'm not like posting crazy stuff anymore.
No, you don't.
And friends, being able to talk about it. I think for other people, therapy is huge. I went to therapy. A lot of people don't know that.
Same here.
For my anger management.
You went to therapy for anger management?
Yeah, for 2.5, 3 years. Saved my marriage. And a lot of people won't speak on that. But yeah, man, I was angry. I had, a lot of trauma growing up in terms of not having a father. My mom had me at 17, and she's an amazing mother. Shout out to my mom, Emily.
Yeah.
And my aunt was there, my grandparents. But that trauma of my dad never being around, man, was just turning to anger. So, when things got bad, which is outlash or whatever the case may be, just anger.
Yeah.
But like, if that stuff's going on, go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
I think, because they don't know. They don't know who you are. but they'll get you talking. Next thing you know, you're talking about your life and everything else. I don't know if that answers the question. But,
no, it actually does. It does it's a great job answering.
Like,
I've had the same experience.
Right.
For the last 5 years, I went and saw a therapist, and we're homies now. He's like my boy now, for real. Like, we're actually friends.
It is.
And I would have never, but my whole life is different now.
Yeah.
And he's a part of that too.
For sure. My wife made me go, though.
Yeah.
Like, she forced me to go.
Dude, shout out Brett.
So, you know, that negative space was hard, but, you know, I had to.
She stood her ground on that to kind of say,
but I had to be
hey, look,
uncomfortable.
Mike, you need to.
You got to be uncomfortable. And uncomfortable is growth. But, you know, at the end of the day, it always goes back down to that your Lord and Savior, and you know, trying to find it within Him and listen. If you got to, you know, take away things in your life, you know, that's the biggest thing is
Bingo.
Just take it away. I mean, and it sucks. You know, you might have to cut people off or remove yourself or, you know, try to find a different job. And it might, you know, not pay as much, but your mental and your happiness and your life is better. So, you know, money comes and goes, but then that growth, then that opens your mind to go to a different avenue where you can probably get more than what you were at
Absolutely.
in the previous position in your life. So
addition by deletion.
Yeah, that's what
addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Right?
So for me, that's my 2 cents on that air.
I love that. I'll chime on that too, because I learned how quickly the power of positivity is over negativity. For me too, prayer.
Yep.
And what I learned was when I started catching myself slipping and being negative, I would flip it with something positive. Okay, when I was mad at God and I wasn't doing any biblical teachings or readings or anything like that, I didn't look towards it. But now I realize the power of it.
Yep.
And the thing is, it's really, really humbling and exciting to hear that your children are doing that. Because I've had something in the last month where I learned something from my 12-year-old daughter that shook me to my core as an adult. But now I'm understanding that when I have that negative spot and I can just go positive, like boom, right away, or somebody that doesn't know the Bible, those kids got the Bible open in their room and they read it. If it enters here, that's that positive thing that counters the negative thing every time.
100%.
And that's the power of Scripture, man. And I'm with you on that. I'm a huge Jesus guy. I've been looking at Jesus differently lately and studying him as that dog.
Yeah. It happens when we're old.
Bro, he was just different.
Yeah, he was. But then, you know.
So I just always try to like read and listen to his words and like just go, all right. I know it sounds corny, but those bracelets, like, what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
It's an honest thing, man. Like, just those reminders of like, yeah, what would he do in that moment? Would there be calm, patience, strength?
Right.
You know?
But also, you also have to look at things too, you know, when it comes to, the negativity of being a parent. Right. So that messes parents up because there's always this, whatever your childhood was going through or whatever it is, right? Like, so, you know, let's use myself as an example, right? I never knew what a good dad was because I never had one.
Right.
So when you go as being a parent and being a father, you don't know what it is. So so I beat myself up, you know, not thinking I'm a good dad all the time because of, I don't know what that looks like. Oh, my dad was absent.
Wow.
So, you know, everything so that negative, I guess you can say it's a negative mindset as being a parent and then it shifts to, okay, look, my kids are successful. My kids are X, Y, and Z. Now I look back like, you know, damn, my mom did a hell of a job. My mom was an amazing parent.
See, there you go.
My aunt helped me. You know, my grandpa was there.
Boom,
so,
there
you know,
it is. There's the train.
No, there's my grandpa was my male influence and some coaches. Now I got to look back and damn, you know, this coach, that coach, you know, they all filled that void of what I didn't have. But yeah, you still get into that negative mindset in terms of a parent. And if you do have two parents at home, your kid, you know, I don't know, gets caught smoking weed or whatever, and they're good kids. Well, damn, like, dang, what the hell did I do wrong? Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. They're human, just like when
we were kids.
I gave my mom hell. You know, so
I did a little bit too. I just hit it well.
Oh, right. Damn. But like that aspect of negative and mental health as parents, I don't think people talk about that enough. Or if they do, I don't hear it. I'm not following who I need to follow to. But people don't look at that aspect of mental health for parents, because we go through it. We go through it. Cause at the end of the day, we want our kids to be the best they can be.
100%. And we don't.
But sometimes you have to just shut up and listen.
Right. I don't want to conform them to specific standards. I want them to blossom to their own.
But, as a parent and where I'm at as a father, you have to kind of try to shut those doors and then, look at yourself like, dang, all this positive is going on. Yeah. Because as humans, that's what we do. We rather look at the negative longer than we do the positive.
I know. It's stupid.
It's dumb.
Stupid. I'm done with it.
Yeah, me too. Screw it.
All right, Mike, what's future plans look like for you? I know next season, Lloyd's basketball season next season.
Just take it day by day.
Okay.
We're really a rebuild. See who comes out and wants to play. See if they want to be coached. Coached hard, held accountable. Meet the standards. I hope, hopefully, all our kids come out and want to do that. In terms of me, I take it year to year. There's always that itch, and that at some point in my life, I do want to test the college.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I do. I want to go back.
Gotta talk.
I do. That. I want to go back. I want to go back. I miss it. Just that aspect to see, the whole landscape of college basketball has changed. So I would definitely, before I hang up coaching, I definitely would like to get back at some form of college basketball.
That's good to hear. I kind of figured and saw that eventually at some point. Yeah. Especially with where your kids are, how old they are, or they're growing. Yeah, I could totally see it.
Now everyone's gonna see this and be like, I told you he was going to blah blah blah. But I don't know I don't know what it is.
He doesn't know God's what it is. Plan. He just takes it year by year, literally.
That's God's plan. So we'll see it. But I want to get back there. That would be dope. That would be dope for me.
Be dope for me too. I'd like those phone calls at night and stuff. Learn about all that.
Yeah. I want to get back to that, man, and get back to that grind.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Brittany, we love you. Fam, we love you. Thanks for letting me steal your hubs. Are we going to do one? I should just have her on the next one, not you here at all.
That's fine.
Because I want to,
you can talk to her. That's cool. She'll tell you all type of stories.
Well, hey, Mike, I appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having me. It's a blast always.
Yeah, man. Is there anything you want to end on?
No, just thank you for having me. You do a great job. We need to do this. We need to do this at a sports bar.
Let's do it.
And then so we have that going on and have some other people around and have some fun with
it.
We
need to have a panel.
A panel. Just do it. We'll talk about whatever.
All right. Let's actually start working on it then.
All right. It's cool.
Cool?
Yep.
All right, brother.
All right,
love you, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you guys. Hit like, hit subscribe. This one's going to be out Monday morning, 7 a.m. We love you. We're out.
So, guys, you should like and subscribe and, hit that,
Okay,
I can't get it.
Okay.
I'm not used to this.
Okay. Hey, guys, subscribe to my dad's video and just, like the bell.
Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell.
And stay tuned.
100%. Love y'all. We're out.
I love that.